Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Young, and this is my book review presentation. I would like to start off by saying the book I had is Childhood Development Cognitive, Social, and Emotional Milestones by Kay Diana. So, I would like to first start off by saying that she took a lot of detail and patience when she made this book. It is very excuse me, you can see that she does really care about this topic, and this is something that she does pour herself into because it was very insightful and it came with a lot of information as well towards progression of children. So I think anyone who is interested in learning about development or how children progress throughout their years, this is a great book that keeps you updated. It's modern and it does give you tips as well. So I would like to start off with my summary. There are many factors that do come into play when it does come to development, and she gave us a lot of great ones. For example, we have parenting, nutrition, exposure to trauma or stress, or social interaction. She also made it a point to highlight how the first 8 years in a child's life is very pivotal to their development and progression of how they will be thinking. One thing she did when it came to cognitive learning, she went into depth on how that, excuse me, includes how children learn how to think, explore, and different things of that nature as well. And I think that really adds, again, to the big point, and it also invites others in. If I'm a parent and I'm seeing that my child is having problem thinking, or when I say put toys out, my child doesn't really think more of it than just what is in front of me, then okay, maybe I need to look at what's cognitively going on. And I think she did great at explaining these differences and the signals that you can use to find them as well. Okay. One another thing I would like to talk about is I like that the book talked about the transition from speaking, touching my words or my thoughts and what I'm saying, and turning them into symbolic thoughts and things of that nature. Excuse me. The author did a great job by mentioning language development as well. That was a really big pivotal moment for me when I read about it and she spoke on language development, because I think a lot of educators and parents sometimes take longer picking up on the signals of language development and that the problems that it can cause within. For instance, I can be teaching a third grade classroom and have a student who is not of my language. And when I mean not of my language, let me go back. Sorry, when I mean not of my language, I don't necessarily mean English, Spanish. I might mean I'm speaking on a mature level, and my student rather, might only speak at yes or yeah, no, it's not mature, it's not progressed, it hasn't progressed past fully forming words. So as I'm teaching and explaining and we're reading articles, books, and stories, my student is not able to keep up with me at all because to them, I truly am speaking a different language. I think that was really great to bring up because I think we all sometimes need to look more into that barrier as well, or that development. And then also another great point when I speak on that is she spoke on how this can create students to not form their memories correctly as well. And we do know for your higher grades, when you need to think about your memory, your notes and things like that, you need that. So that was good. Another great point she did is how essential caregiving is. I think that she really expressed how more children need to feel the climate to explore and to participate in social settings, because when you're going off to school, this is a social setting and we need you to be social to a certain extent. One thing she did really good is she makes her goals and expectations extremely clear. It's not simply a student can sympathize somebody else. No, her goals are, we know you have progressed when you can sit and then hold a conversation as well. So that also clear goals, and my student is accountable as well of what should be going on. So I'll move on. Another great point she made is the idea of adverse childhood experience. And she went very into depth about this. I like what she did and how it affects the children's behavior as well. So along with all the many great things I've mentioned, she made a lot of many great points. And then we're gonna excuse me. So she also does provide advice to help create safe bonds, routines, curiosity, and even behavior within the classroom. This is something I think is very important because it does affect your classroom management and how you present yourself as an educator as well. So things like creating a safe time to say, okay, when it's time to lunch, when it's time to line up for lunch, maybe I pick at random who wants to be my line leader, or maybe I have, because I have a set schedule, I might just go down the line. You're my line leader. You may be the person who passes out my germ mix. Within this time, students are able to show their personality, which may be known very important. Okay. Moving on to something that stood out to me was the different steps that she gave. She gave a lot of different methods, and her methods were documentation, observation. So even in this world of technology, she stuck to, let's take minutes, look at what's going on through observation, and then write down through documentation, which I really like. So moving on to my usefulness, I would like to say my question was, is it essential to fully understand how children, development and grow if we expect to teach them at a more effective level? So I thought I really based this off of the information she gave. It's important to know your children to be able to teach them. If I don't know how my children really learn, how they're developed, I cannot drive my lesson to really reach you. And that gave to my examples. I feel like classroom management and lesson planning is what the biggest takeaways can come from here. If I'm teaching third, but my child is more so at a K or first or even second grade level, I need to plan my lesson to where I can incorporate those lower grade level and then bring you up a little bit to the third grade, and then we can meet from there somewhere in the middle. I need to make my lesson where it reaches you and you're also able to be challenged as well. That was one thing. And then although I did not have a lot of critiques, there were a lot of great things that did stick out to me. I think the only one would maybe be because she said on the documentation observation, maybe for those who are more technical or using their technology, would maybe include something of that sort. That's all. Thank you.